All right, guys. So, episode 3 of the Blueprint in Practice. So, it's the same stuff. I think I'm gonna, on this channel, begin doing other things than fitness content as well, because there's nothing left to talk about. Like, fitness is very simple. You just train, eat good foods, get enough protein, and eat more food if you want to bulk. Eat less food if you want to cut, and then sleep at night. And then you do that consistently for a long time. And that's all of fitness. There's nothing else to teach. There's nothing to sell. There's no courses to sell. If you're interested, I have the blueprint down below. It's free. I chose to make my entire approach free because I like the idea, I suppose. And there's no reason to charge for it anyway. So there's just nothing to talk about. Like, you warm up by just doing easier versions of the same exercises to get a little blood flowing and your joints up and running, I suppose. And that should take 1 or 2 minutes. And then you just start training. And I only do chin-ups, push-ups, and squats because that's all the exercises you need. Because they target all the muscles in your body to some degree. So yeah, I think I have to start making other content on this channel because, yeah, there's just nothing to talk about. And these are the foods I've eaten this past week or the past couple days. And it's the same food as always, obviously. So I'm bulking at the moment, which means I'm eating because I want to gain size and strength, which means I'm eating a little more than usually of the same foods I normally eat. And that includes just mostly healthy foods, 90% healthy foods, or in my case, probably 99% honestly. And just make sure to include high protein, real good foods, and that's about it. And in this video, this is my first set. I always try to go as hard as possible on the first set here and try to increase the amount of reps I do so at some point can add weight. But in this set, I also only did 8 reps, just as last time. And it's kind of frustrating because before I went on that mini vacation, which I was on last week, I was able to do 9 repetitions. So I've kind of regressed a little bit. But look, it'll come at some point. So I just gotta stay patient, consistent, and keep going. And the worst thing you could do at this point, if you're a little frustrated with your progress or whatever, is to do anything differently, as counterintuitive as that sounds. You just want to do exactly as you're doing and just be a little patient. If you start switching up and start doing different stuff, it's definitely not going to increase your chin up. Like if you start doing different exercises to increase your chin up, that's definitely not going to help. This is going to be counterintuitive. You get better at the chin up by doing the chin up, okay? And yeah, just do the chin up in whichever fashion you want to do it. And now I'm doing push-ups. And the amount of reps I do in push-ups and squats, again, they don't really matter in terms of when to add weight to the exercises. And then lastly, I do squats. And that's the circuit, man. So do them in circuits, right? Do all the exercises right after one another without rest. That trains your cardio, and it also just makes the workout extremely efficient and fast. Like, the reason people spend hours working out or an hour working out is because they are 70% of the time they're training. They're not training. They're resting in between sets, which is ultimately unnecessary because you can do as this and train in circuits. And it's not going to be that impactful on your strength or anything. And it's not like people, I mean, yeah, if you're a total strength athlete, you perhaps shouldn't train like this. But no one is. Like, people just want to train and get it over with most of the time. And then circuit training is very effective. You also incorporate any cardio you would do on the side directly into your training, I suppose. So you get your heart rate up. That's very effective if you don't like doing traditional cardio like running or something. And cardio is great for health, I suppose. Yeah. Now I'm resting, and I rest like 2 minutes maybe. 2 minutes in between circuits, and then I do 2 circuits more, And that's it. So this workout only takes 10 minutes. I never vary my training. I never do anything differently. This is all I do. I do this about 4 to 5 times a week. And yeah, that seems to work for me anyway. And I think it'll work for you as well. And if you choose to follow through this approach, you have to read the blueprint. That's the entire approach laid out, and it's in the description. And the reason I made it was because I thought about myself when I began working out, how confusing it seemed, and how confusing it was made out to be. Like how many different exercises there's to choose from, how to eat, should I track my calories, all these questions you don't have to think about. You just have to simplify it. And I've already done that for you in the blueprint. So you don't even have to do that. And I've done it for free. So yeah. Then in a second here, I'm gonna do my second set. And look, I said earlier that I was bulking. Most people don't have to bulk, I don't think. Like, you can just eat the maintenance. Both my brother and my mother have read the blueprint. I printed it out for them. And my mother quit the gym yesterday, which she was paying like $500, $600 a year for. So she saves a bunch of money a year now because of that. Because she was just training at home. She's just doing chin-ups, push-ups, and squats. Or she's doing negative chin-ups because she's not able to do full chin-ups yet. But she's gone from doing push-ups on her knees to being able to do 5-6 push-ups on her toes like I'm doing in the video there already. So that's quite good progress for a woman who's 55 years old. And obviously my brother, who's only a couple years older than me, he's going to be able to make even faster progress or better progress. I don't think there's any difference between how fast men and women build muscle, but men can just build more muscle overall, become stronger overall, and just have more muscle to begin with as well, because of testosterone, I suppose. And they could just support more muscle as well, because they're larger typically, and have like thicker bones and stuff. But this is also for women. Like if you're a woman, which you're probably not if you're watching my videos, then you can also do this workout. Like, it's the same muscles. You have the same muscles as guys. You build muscle the same ways as guys. And look, the best thing you could do as a woman is probably to not do typical. I think women's fitness is like unusually plagued by crappy workouts. Like all the largest women's fitness influencers are all these like Pilates gurus or whatever. And like, it doesn't do anything. If you're serious about building muscle and like getting stronger or whatever as a woman, Pilates is not going to do anything. I don't even know what Pilates is. Pilates, I have a theory. I don't know anything about Pilates, by the way, but I have a theory it was created by some fucking yoga dude, some hippie yoga guy who only got into fucking Pilates to bang young women or something. That's the guy who created Pilates. And again, I don't know anything about it, but it just doesn't do anything. Anyway, second circuit is over, and now I'm resting again. 2 minutes, I suppose. I just rest until my heart rate has relaxed a little bit, and then I go in again and fucking bang out more reps. But yeah, I just gotta be patient, and in a couple of weeks' time, probably, I'll be able to do 9 reps on the chin-up, the first set of chin-ups. And then I'll increase the weight to 15 kilos. And then you increase the weight for all the exercises at once, right? And the reason you do the chin-up as the first exercise is because that's where you're the weakest. So by doing that and training with the same weight in all the different motions, so on the chin-up, the push-up, and the squat, you don't run into like asymmetrical development. So I don't know, if you just train your legs far heavier than your upper body, you're going to grow like disproportionately large legs. And the legs do need more volume, I suppose, because they are just a far larger muscle than your chest or back or whatever. But they get larger volume in the fact that you're doing more reps for the legs, right? So this is just a perfect way of training, in my opinion, for most people. Like, it hits all the areas. all the muscles. Yeah. And you want to train to failure always, as you saw me doing there. So you kind of want to go to a point where you cannot go any further. Like, you cannot do another chin up properly. So yeah, you could maybe muster your way up, but you shouldn't do that. Like, you cannot do another proper rep on chin ups. And for the push ups, it looks like pushing all the way to the point where you like go down on your knees, I suppose. And you don't want to go past this point. That doesn't make any sense. That's not going to give you better results. You're just going to fatigue yourself to like an unnecessary degree. And for the squats, same story. You go to a point where you can almost barely do another rep. So where the speed at which you do the exercise slows down considerably. That's the point you want to come to on all the exercises. That's what training to failure or close to failure looks like. Because the reality is, if someone put an AK-47 in your mouth, you could probably do another rep or another 2 or 3 reps actually. So you don't actually train to total failure, but you don't want to go to this point again because it'll just fatigue you, to an unnecessary amount, which means that you need more rest and recovery to actually perform properly in your next workout, right? Anyway, now I'm done, and I'll show my physique. And look, I'm bulked at the moment. I've gained a little bit of fat. Or wait, the scapula push-ups. I always forget the scapula push-ups. But I do this exercise because I have scapular winging to a degree. I don't know if it's actually going to do that much, or if the scapular winging is just like genetic. I don't know. But maybe it does a little bit. But it's to fix, so your scapula kind of wings out behind your back. If it's really bad, it can be a real problem. It's not that bad for me, but it just looks annoying, like having a winged scapula. But anyway, so in a couple of seconds, you're going to see the physique. And I've gained a little bit of fat. I'm definitely not as lean as in the first videos on this channel, where I was actually quite, I wasn't shredded, but I was pretty lean. I've also gained muscle, and I've also gotten actually quite a bit stronger than that. It's a couple of months ago, right? And I've been bulking since then. And yeah, I mean, it is what it is. This is what normal people are like. This is what you look like when you train. Like, no, even my profile picture on the YouTube channel, for example, is me, like, I don't know what, fucking in perfect lighting, with the perfect angle or whatever. Like, that's not what I look like, okay? And especially this pose, like the front, this is totally fucked up. I have no clue what happened there, but I just can't do that pose. It's like my right biceps is like fucked up or something. It's like I can't spread it out properly for some reason. But yeah. And the same applies to all of the fitness influencers. Like, they don't look like they do in the pictures. So I'll put in a picture of myself. So this picture is me standing. I don't have a pump in this picture, but I'm standing in perfect lighting from above, natural lighting, with the perfect angle, and it's edited greatly. So this is the unedited photo, and this is the edited photo. You can see a massive difference. And this is what everyone does. Like, all these fitness influencers or whatever that you're looking at, they don't look like that, okay? This is a fantasy we're all pretending is reality. Like, this is not real, okay? And it's okay to edit your photos as long as you tell people that they're edited, or as long as people are aware that they're edited. It's kind of like an art form, I suppose. Like, you want to make it as beautiful as possible, or like you want to look as aesthetic as possible, and you do that by increasing like the shadows and the colors and stuff like that. That's fine, but it's a fantasy, okay? It's not what these people or myself actually look like. We look like me in this video, like muscular, I suppose, but nothing insane. Like, we look like fucking individuals, like people. And then this is not even including steroids, like how many people are on steroids who are not talking about it. I don't know, like, but steroids they are extremely effective for building muscle. And some steroids, you can even build like a shitload of muscle and lose fat at the same time. Like, it's a totally different game, but it comes with a lot of side effects, you know? And yeah, I just don't think they're that great. But this is something to keep in mind. Like, people look like humans, not like these fucking demigods or whatever. That's not what they look like, alright? And this is not what you're gonna look like either, okay? Ever. You're not gonna look like this.